All right, here's another example of using implicit differentiation. This time we have an exponential function involved, but the process is still the same. When we want to find dy dx, what we're going to do is we're going to take the derivative of both sides of the equation with respect to x. Now, on the left-hand side, we have e to the x cubed y. So when we take the derivative of that with respect to x, we'll use the chain rule and we'll have the derivative of e to a power is e to that power times the derivative of that power. Now, how do you take the derivative of x cubed y? We use the product rule. So it would be x cubed times the derivative of y, which I'll write as dy dx, plus y times the derivative of x cubed with respect to x, which is 3x squared. And that will equal the derivative of the right-hand side with respect to x, which would be 8 plus 6 dy dx. Now, we're going to have to get all the terms with the dy dx in them collected on one side of the equation, and then the terms that don't contain a dy dx on the other side. What I would do to get that accomplished is I would distribute the e to the x cubed y through the left-hand side and make that x cubed e to the x cubed y dy dx plus 3x squared y e to the x cubed y is equal to 8 plus 6 dy dx. Now, I like my dy dx terms on the left, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to move the 6 dy dx to the left, and I'm going to move the 3x squared y e to the x cubed y to the right. In other words, I'm going to get all the dy dx terms on the left and all the non-dy dx terms on the right. So I will have x cubed e to the x cubed y dy dx minus 6 dy dx, after I subtract it from both sides, is equal to 8 minus 3x squared y e to the x cubed y. Then what? Well, to complete and solve for dy dx, next we want to factor dy dx out of both terms on the left. So we'll say dy dx times x cubed e to the x cubed y minus 6 is equal to 8 minus 3x squared y e to the x cubed y. And then divide both sides by the x cubed e to the x cubed y minus 6, and we'll get dy dx is 8 minus 3x squared y e to the x cubed y divided by x cubed e to the x cubed y minus 6.